Hello and welcome. I'm Kim Adley, your host of Focus on the Positive, a wonderful news show that shines a light and focuses on organizations, events, and people that are doing positive things in Pittsburgh. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm so happy to have my special guest with me today for Focus on the Positive. And this is Colleen Dwyer.
Hi, Kim.
Welcome.
It's so nice to be here with you today.
It's so nice to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. Colleen, I just am delighted to have you here to talk about the very positive work you do for an organization called Cancer Bridges.
Thank you.
Yeah, so please tell me how you got involved with Cancer Bridges, first of all.
Oh, it started, I think, about 17, 18 years ago, right? When we were, Gilda's Club, that's what the organization had opened as the one that I worked for.
Right. It has a long history here in Pittsburgh.
It does.
I went on your website, and first of all, why don't you tell us what Cancer Bridges is?
Sure. So our mission is to help, to really support anyone. It's free, everything that we do, to support anybody who is impacted by a cancer diagnosis. So that could be the individual that has the diagnosis, a caregiver, a loved one, or somebody who has lost somebody to cancer. And it's not only for adults, it's also for youth. We have
Youth
a whole
too.
youth program.
That is so wonderful because cancer, of course, has touched almost everyone's life in some way. We all know someone or love someone who has had cancer. And it's so nice that you include everyone, not just the cancer patient, because the impact just spreads to everyone involved. How young a child could participate in some of your programs?
Well, really, it's anybody. So they could be months old. Of course, we're not going to be
Yes.
doing programming with them.
Right.
But you know, if a parent wanted to bring the child down to our facility and be there, of course, they're welcome to do that. But most kids' programming it can start as early as 3 or 4, but more like 5 or 6.
Well, that's
So,
wonderful,
yes.
just wonderful. So Cancer Bridges is the new name for several organizations that have merged over the years here in
Right.
Pittsburgh.
Right.
So maybe you could tell us just a little bit about that history and how it's evolved.
Right, the two organizations came together in 2021. It was Cancer Caring Center and our clubhouse to form Cancer Bridges. And boy, it's just been wonderful. I mean, one of my colleagues calls it, we're the powerhouse of cancer support, which truly it has been, from going from the pandemic, the merge, and being able to bring in the virtual piece as well. We've really been able to connect and make an impact with so many people throughout the state of Pennsylvania, not just within the Pittsburgh area.
Well, it's got a wonderful history, and it's great that you're growing, merging, and bringing more people together
Absolutely.
in a positive way who are affected by cancer. So where are you located?
So we have our headquarters, which is located at 2816 Smallman Street in Pittsburgh Strip District.
Yes.
But we also do programming virtually, and then we are providing some programming out in the community.
Well, that's why we're here, because we're going to talk about
Right.
a program being provided in Bethel Park.
Yes.
Yes, our community here. And that's wonderful. And you're in such a vibrant neighborhood as well, down in and centrally located for so many people in the area.
With parking as well.
You provide parking.
We do, up
That's
to
great to
3
know.
hours of free parking.
That's great to know. So I went on your website, and I was really intrigued by your calendar and how full it is
Yes.
of positive, diverse, wonderful activities that you provide for your membership.
Thank you.
Yes. So tell me just a little bit about what kind of programs and services that you do.
Sure. So just keeping in mind, these are all free, and it's for youth, family, and adults. So
Yes.
it's all of the above. We do offer over 200 program opportunities in a month. So it's crazy to think all of what we do.
I know, it's great.
Yeah, so we have some examples are our one-on-one supportive counseling, which is offered by a professional counselor who can offer up to 6 free sessions for anybody. We also have just a variety of support groups. I think it's over 20 support groups that we offer. And again, they're professionally led, and we offer support within those groups. They're amazing.
I noticed I only even looked just at the month of September, and I noticed that there were special groups for people who suffer from myeloma, from pancreatic cancer, from breast cancer, from gastrointestinal, because everyone's experience is different for each type of cancer.
Right.
So you have these specialty groups, focus groups.
Right.
That's wonderful.
It is.
Go ahead.
And then what we can do within the groups is bring in an expert to speak to a certain topic. So it's support, but it's also education.
Yes.
So people can learn if they have a question about a new treatment or side effects. We could bring a nurse to come in to speak to that within the group, and
that's
then
wonderful.
in that environment they can ask the questions.
Now, are these all virtual events, Zoom events, or are you in person yet?
It's a mix.
A mix.
We are in person. Oh,
You're
we
a
are definitely in
hybrid. You're a
person.
hybrid. You're
We
getting
are.
people back.
We are. Not all of them are a hybrid. Some of them are just virtual.
Okay.
But then there are some that offer that in-person experience as well. So it just
Right.
depends on the group.
Okay, so and what other kinds of things? We've talked specialty
So-
groups, one-on-one counseling. Keep going.
Right? We have art expression, so we have workshops for people who want to just come down and create and be in a space with others who want that same thing. Not everybody wants to talk about it. Some
Right.
want to do it,
Express themselves through art.
thank you, exactly.
Yes.
And whether it's jewelry making or painting or drawing, we have just a variety of different activities. We also offer health and wellness opportunities too, workshops where people can come down and move, because we know that's really important.
I saw that your one program is called Happy Feet
Right.
and Happy Dance, and I loved that.
Yeah. Really
So it's good, and it's important for all of us, not just people with cancer, recovering from cancer, to keep moving.
Right.
Right.
You feel better after you move.
It's not only physical health, mental health as well.
Right. So
Yeah.
that really helps. There's many opportunities for yoga, meditation, oncology massage, just variety of different things.
I saw Reiki. Well, you're teaching Spanish.
Yes, we have social activities as well. So
Yeah.
that's one of our, so it's educational, but it's
Yes.
also social, where people can come together and share in that, where we'll also have dinners or celebrations. Anytime we can celebrate, we love to celebrate. So whether it's Valentine's Day dinner or our upcoming Boo Bash with the kids and families, where kids can come
Yes.
down and dress up, and there's different rooms that they go through from different organizations. So again, coming back to that fun and that happy, we definitely find the time to
I love
celebrate
it.
that.
I love it. And I love your spin and your focus on the positive when sometimes things can be negative.
Sure.
Sure. So your work is so powerful and positive. What kind of staff do you have to do all this? How many people work for Cancer Bridges?
There's 11 of us that work for Cancer Bridges, so small staff.
But
But,
you're moving mountains with
Right.
all these activities.
but we are so fortunate to have contractors that help
Yes.
us to facilitate our support groups. So
I
that's very important.
I was
and-
even a guest for one of your programs, and with my tour company, Planning for Fun, and we must take the time to do that.
Right.
And so I get it. You need you have a village that helps you with your activities. Wonderful.
And just another piece of that too is our volunteers, because
Oh.
we wouldn't be able to do all of what we do just with those 11 staff without the help from our volunteers.
Okay.
They're amazing. So anytime anyone's looking for volunteer opportunities.
So if anyone watching the program today was looking for a volunteer opportunity, they could participate. Maybe this would give them, maybe they are affected by cancer somehow and they would want to volunteer. How would they do that?
So contact us through our website. They
Okay.
can call us or they can email us, and there's a form on the website for volunteering that they can complete, and then it gets sent to us and we would be in touch.
And I'm sure there's different types of opportunities for volunteers as well.
There is, right?
Yeah.
Like outreach to be out in the community to spread awareness about us,
Sure.
or to even make a dinner in the
Yeah.
clubhouse if we're having an event, or if they want to run a workshop, if they have art or exercise and movement.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're open.
Okay, there's plenty of opportunity for you to help with this project. Wonderful. Okay, well, it's just I just couldn't get over the list and how extensive it was. So tell me, I know that you have something upcoming here in the Bethel Park community that you're very excited about, and that we really want to shine a light on and focus on, so that the community will know about it, and if there's a need, they'll come and participate.
Right.
So this program has a long acronym, LLPCT. And tell us what LLPCT is,
Sure. It's living life post-cancer treatment.
and explain then what that is.
So this is a 9-week program for anybody who is transitioning from being an active to post-treatment from cancer and has not been diagnosed with a metastatic disease. So they're really looking to move forward.
Guys, so they've had cancer, but they're in remission, or they've been cured, or it's worked, the treatment, and now they're like, wow, what now, right? Because
Exactly.
cancer is like a giant stop sign, isn't it? It
Right.
puts you on hold. And so it's a way to get, I'm just trying to articulate for our viewers, it's a way to get yourself back in to the norm again.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And it is a transition, we know
Yeah.
that. And so to have a space or a place that they can come and discuss some of the things that happened and just trying to figure out how to move forward, this is that program. It really
Okay.
helps with that transition. We do focus on exercise, nutrition, medical management, and then the emotional piece of having had that cancer diagnosis and now being done with your cancer and treatment and moving forward. So it is, I think probably the number one thing is the camaraderie. Just
Oh, yes.
the understanding that that group, the support that that group can give each other. Of course, we have experts that are there and people that come in to teach and educate,
Yes.
but it's really the camaraderie and the connections that are made.
It's wonderful. I think it's great. So you're going to be offering one at the Bethel Park Library,
Right.
starting later this fall,
October 19th.
October 19th. And what day of the week would it be? Is it going to be a regular day of the week?
Sure, it's Thursdays
Thursdays,
and from noon to 2:30.
noon to 2:30. Awesome. That's a nice little chunk. So tell me typically what each session would be like.
Sure. So we do have an exercise trainer that joins us each week, and a facilitator, usually licensed professional counselor or licensed social worker that's there. And the first part of the group is to exercise and move and just spend some time learning about exercise.
Right.
Lots of people know about exercise, but it might have changed during treatment. So
Sure.
you might just be trying to get back, and one of the biggest things we hear is fatigue, trying to get
Yes.
over that fatigue. So
So what kind of gentle exercises would people be encountering?
sometimes it's just walking,
Walking.
just building up your endurance to walk 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it might be.
Right.
And then some strength training, learning like how to use weights, or even if it's not weights quite yet, maybe it's just learning how to stretch and how to build your muscles. And
Yes.
so our exercise trainer will go over that, and
And I'm sure there's a gradual buildup of strength and stability through the 9 weeks.
absolutely.
And there's probably a big transformation from the first visit to the last visit.
Well, it's funny. It's a great question because we do give people pedometers, and which seems a little old school, but it is
No.
nice to have the pedometers. They're a very motivating tool, and you can see the difference from the first week to the 8th week, and looking like, wow, I'm taking how many steps now? And it's
right.
a motivator.
A count your step challenge, right?
Exactly.
As it grows. Okay, so
And-
an exercise, go ahead.
And then we also offer an exercise log where each week the individual will report to the trainer about, this is what I'm doing this week, and that person will customize it and work with the participant to say, how do you like to move? What is fun for you?
It's different for everybody.
Right.
Yeah. Some people enjoy yoga, some people like to walk,
Yes.
sometimes want to be outside, some people want to be inside, so you
Right.
can customize it
Yes.
for each person. Okay, that's wonderful.
Right. So, yeah, so that's really the exercise piece of the program. And then we have a meal together. So we'll have lunch that's provided. It's
And
a free lunch.
who provides the meal?
Well, Cancer Bridges will bring in
nice.
the food, right? So that's very nice.
And I'm sure you're also focusing on nutrition,
Yes.
right? Because that's also a key element.
So we have speakers then after the meal, there's speakers that come, or the facilitator presents. And one of the topics is nutrition. So that is a guest speaker or a dietitian will come and speak to, what foods to be eating, what foods to avoid, things to just add into your diet. We offer a food diary one week where we ask the participants to just write down what one day, and then the dietitian will take a look at it and give some feedback about, oh, you could add some carrots, or not carrots, but you could add some vegetables or fruit or whatever it might be. So that's I think also very helpful. Lots of questions around nutrition.
It certainly always helps anyone, whether you are in this program or to be accountable a little bit and write it down, and then you think about it. So, and also very important.
Right. Yeah.
And there's something about camaraderie when sharing a meal together that we lost in COVID. And so I think that that's probably a really important positive piece, is just breaking bread with each other and chatting.
It's exactly. It is the coming together, the sharing that happens during that time. And that's really why we do it, is to have that time together to just get to know each other.
Yes.
And then especially we do these programs in different parts of the city so that the people then have friends in their communities. So people here in Bethel Park can say, oh, well, where do you live? And where do you live? And then they can continue to...
Maybe, do you want to meet me and take a walk tomorrow?
Right? Exactly.
I'm sure many of your programs have created friendships.
Beyond Cancer Bridges, right, where they stay in touch.
Beyond Cancer Bridges.
And that's what we want. We want people to know that they're not alone.
Exactly.
That this journey is, there is support. There are people here that understand, and they might not have the same situation. It's all different, but there's somebody that just can say, hey, I know it's difficult, it's overwhelming.
The underlying denominator for everyone is that they survived cancer.
Right.
And that brings us all together, no matter what our differences are.
Right.
I think it's wonderful. So a typical class then is the exercise, the meal, connection, medical management. Is that an element as well, it says here?
So, yep, that's one of the topics. So one of the guest speakers that we have is either an oncologist or an oncology nurse that comes to speak about medical management. So
answer really like the really scientific questions maybe that people have in their minds.
Right,
the medicine questions.
And the follow-up care, because when you're post-treatment, you're not done. I mean, you're done with the treatment part, but the follow-up, the
You
testing.
probably still have physical effects as well, and you still have follow-up appointments that you may have questions in your mind about.
Right, and they're kind of scary sometimes, when you have to walk back into that oncology office, and also the flip side is sometimes you also miss seeing those people, or someone's watching me, and then you step away from that for a couple months, and it can be a little scary. So those are some of the issues that might come up within this group, is fear of recurrence, and having the chance to talk about that. And then during the medical management session, we do talk about, well, if you are feeling that, talk with your doctor. Let them know, are there certain signs that we should be watching for a recurrence, and what can help to make it not feel so scary? Yes,
and maybe a reassurance that, oh, that's a normal thing or a normal feeling, whereas you might be worrying it's back or it's whatever. I'm sure there's tons of emotions that have to be managed in the follow-up after surviving cancer. So the emotional part is also a big piece as well, I'm sure.
It is. It's just the processing of that, of having had cancer. Sometimes people push through their treatments. So what's the next step? What's
Yes.
the next thing I need to do? And then once they're done, they think, wait, what happened? You know, this whole part of my life, sometimes it's a year between surgeries and treatment, and they
Yes.
think, wow, what the heck happened? And then they're trying to process that. So that's another piece of this program, is what we talk about that, and then what does life look like moving forward?
It's also wonderful. I really think you're doing such a important, positive thing. So we know that our community can participate in the next class starting October 19th. And how do they register?
Oh, great question.
Yeah.
Sure.
How do they get involved? And even if people are watching who know someone who would benefit from this program, how can we tell them to get involved?
Right. So they can always call us. They can always just pick up 412-338-1919 and call Cancer Bridges. They can also go to the website and check out for more information. But we will get them registered. If they call, we'll talk to them about the program and answer any questions. We do ask that, as I mentioned before, to become members of Cancer Bridges, which is
Okay.
all free.
And how do you do that to become a member of Cancer Bridges?
So you go to our website, right? And there is a tab that says Become a Member.
Okay.
And there's a form that they fill out. And from there, then one of the staff, would call them back and talk to them more about the program.
Okay.
And that's any program.
any program they want. And once again, everything is free.
Yes, everything is free.
That is so
Everything's
wonderful.
free. It's amazing.
It is amazing. All right. So can they also, go to the library here in Bethel to register, or will they direct them to you as well?
Right, they will direct them to Cancer Bridges.
Okay, so they can also get the information at the Bethel Park Library and be directed to, if you're in there and you just want to ask about it, they'll get you in touch with Cancer Bridges.
Yes.
Wonderful. All right, so how is everything free?
Right.
How? Who supports this? Where are your funds come from?
Right. So great question. We are a nonprofit, registered nonprofit here in the
Yes,
Pittsburgh area.
right.
So we're always fundraising.
Of course.
And we have different fundraising events that happen. We also receive grants and sponsorships, and then of course donors, individual donors.
Yes.
So we're always looking for those opportunities as well to create fundraising opportunities.
Exactly. I'm sure any 501c3 is continually looking for ways to create funding. So do you have any things coming up that
We
if
do.
people wanted to support Cancer Bridges that they could participate in?
Kim, we always have things coming up.
I know you. I can tell. I can tell.
We always have to be
Yeah.
thinking about that.
Well, you were telling me about a couple of your upcoming events that we
Right.
want to highlight for you. The first one, I think, that sounds so fun, and I think I want to come, is Friday, September 22nd. Tell us about that one.
Local flavor. So this is a new event for us.
Local flavor.
And
I
it's
like it.
happening at our facility
In the
on
Strip.
Smallman Street.
Okay.
Right? And it's an opportunity to, I think we said, sip, shop.
Sample, sip, and shop.
There you go.
Ooh, the
So-
3 S's people would love to do. Go ahead.
So, right, there's going to be vendors, local
Yeah.
vendors that'll be all throughout the clubhouse, and people have an opportunity to see our facility, and also just a fun night to
So-
sample different restaurants,
Yeah,
foods from different
awesome.
restaurants.
Is this open just to membership, or can anyone come to support it?
Anyone can come.
Anyone can come. And so I'm sure the information is on your website for
It is tickets. You
sample, sip, and shop, and buy tickets for that.
can exactly.
Okay. Fun event to support for Cancer Bridges.
Right, right.
First one. And then you also have, I'm sure this is probably your number one fundraising event of the year, your gala.
Right.
Okay, tell us about your gala.
Yeah, so that's happening in November, and it's at the Westin. And it's a night to get all bedazzled and come in and
Nice.
celebrate all the great work that we do and spread awareness again. So we do have a couple highlights where we nominate and award some just
Sure, I'm sure some standouts who've helped over
Yes.
or who've really shown recovery and are examples of what you're trying to achieve.
yes, exactly.
yeah.
So it's just a night for everyone to come together and celebrate Cancer Bridges.
Wonderful. and that is November 17th at the Westin Convention Center Hotel, and it's called Light Up Gala.
It is, right.
It's right before Light Up Night.
Well, usually it was associated with that, but I
Yeah,
think they moved
they
the
did.
fireworks.
They did. They have changed Light Up Night in the city, and they still have some events Friday night. It was always the Friday night Light Up Night, but most of the events are on Saturday now.
Right.
So, but it's pre-Light Up Night. So
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. So, is there anything else I've forgotten to ask you, or that you want to add about Cancer Bridges? I see that you, in some of the great accomplishments you've made in just this past year, new members that you've gained.
Yes, I believe it's that we've welcomed over
736 new members.
right last year.
Yeah,
Right.
some of these numbers, Cancer Bridges numbers, over 736 new members, provided 2,185 programs and services. Wow, that's a lot.
It is.
Held 1,053 short-term supportive counseling sessions, all free. Offered 300 support groups. Amazing. And provided 526 families and youth programs over the year.
Right.
And welcomed members 4,673 times.
Yes. Yes. I know. It's when you think about those numbers, it's like, wow, we did all that.
You did all that,
Right.
and probably still haven't touched all the people suffering
Right.
from cancer or
Right.
needing the support
Just
that
the-
you provide.
That connection, the medical treatment, of course, is huge, but it's the social and emotional, the physical piece that people do often look for, and it's hard to find that those connections, like we talked about earlier,
Exactly.
where people who understand. And I think the piece that I would highlight that maybe we didn't really talk about was the family and youth program. It's just very unique. It's hard to talk about cancer as an adult,
Oh, yeah,
let alone talk about cancer with children.
exactly.
So to have some language around that and some words, our child life specialist is really amazing, and she takes time with parents to really talk through, where is the child developmentally, and how can we help support them during this difficult time, whether they're the one with the diagnosis or a loved one in their
Yes.
life has the diagnosis. So
Yes.
I feel like that's just such a unique piece of our program that's
It
really
is.
not offered anywhere else. There's other things that aren't offered everywhere
Yes.
else, but that is just really special.
I think it is too. Well, former school teacher, so
Okay.
I really think that it's important to address the needs of children going through cancer and in the grieving process if they've lost
Right.
someone they love. So
And that's another thing that we have is the grief. We have a grief program. So
okay, good to know.
if someone does lose somebody to cancer, we have a 10-week moving through grief program, and there's different pieces to that program. So we really try to take this whole cancer experience and help the individual through the whole journey, whatever that might be.
Wonderful. Just to sum it all up, I want to just say how much I love your name
Oh,
and Cancer Bridges. And here we are in the city of bridges,
right.
and what bridges do. And how did the name come about?
Well, just that right there. I mean, it's really, even if you look at the logo, it's really unique. People are coming from all different places.
All places, but
And-
how bridges connect us.
Right, right. That's and just trying to figure this out.
Sure.
And connecting people to different things, different activities, different programs. That's one of the reasons why we have a calendar filled with events, because there's different things that it might resonate with them. Oh, I like a yoga class, or oh, I want to go to art class, or the support group piece is really important for me. The counseling, whatever it might be, we hope that we're offering it to our community and
Yes.
supporting them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
For
Kim.
enlightening me and our viewers about Cancer Bridges and all the good work you're doing in Pittsburgh at large and in our local community here in Bethel Park. I hope that all of our viewers will take advantage of the wonderful program that's going to be at Bethel Park Library. I want to thank you so much,
Thanks,
Colleen.
Kim.
You're doing great work and
Appreciate it.
positive things for Pittsburgh.